Now we got our window section. This thing here, we can cut out the spots we don't need and tack it together. We can do that on the bench. This thing sits pretty flat window. So let's lay it down, tack it, and then fit it back in there. So we really did it now.
Yeah.
We're into it.
Ain't no going back.
Hard work done. We also got to do all the window garnish moldings on it. But right now, basically, we'll get all this top finished worked and get the wood back in it. Maybe throw some epoxy on it and then send it down the road. Let them finish it. What do you think, Dane?
It'll be fine. Welding?
All Dane.
Yeah.
This will be Dane's next week job.
Yep.
So.
All next week, we're burning myself, blinding myself. Got the rear window all modified, ready to put in. Alright, so like in the video, took a section out of the middle, brought those together, and then took some sections off the bottom, kind of make it sit a little lower. And yeah, it looks pretty good. That's the fun part. So, update, got all my pillars kind of where I want them and tacked in. You adjust this one, splicing it and moving all these little body lines around. A pillar should be good, B pillar's not bad, it's getting there. C pillar's all good, got the window in, it's looking all nice and straight. At this point, I am in the process of modifying the top of the door. Trying to get that in there, nice gaps, get it all lined up, and then I'll go on to the other side. Once those are done, I think it's time for the party. Get it all welded up and go from there. got the top of the door frame on the passenger side. Kind of roughed and mocked in there. It's all tack welded right now. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, so it's all wood framed in here, so you have to cut the wood out so you're not causing fires. Everything's kind of lining up pretty well. The inner structure on the A-frame side, you kind of modify that. Take pieces out of the parts that we cut out, just so it's got this nice flow in here. Yeah, this one's all kind of done, at least for now. Tried to keep door gaps pretty good. And right now, I am onto the driver's side. Kind of got this guy tacked in there. This is that part I was talking about. Had to cut out of the 4-inch cut. So you just take this piece in here, just so it's not going from this to flat. I get that welded up in there, and then this side will be pretty much done. Got all the inner structure kind of dialed. I like it. It'll work. Like this door gap's pretty good, but as you can tell, this front one it gets really close. So I'll trim this down, get this gap nice, and then once I trim it all down, I'll start building it back up and try and match this side.
Morning guys, unofficial update video here for the 32. Dane's been going crazy on this sucker. All the metal work is done on it. Dane, what have you been doing on this thing last week?
Lots of welding and grinding, and more welding and more grinding.
So what did we do here? So on one of the videos here, we kind of talked about how we mapped it all out, and we took the back window and broke it into 3 sections here. And so once you did that, you got it all cut out. What'd you do with this? Is it you put it all together on the bench, right?
The window?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure I did a video you guys will probably see. But yeah, I put it on the bench, got everything kind of lined up, and started welding. So I did this all on the bench, and then I mocked it back up.
So this is just more of like a tie-in video, basically. We'll get more action from Jeff. He shoots them better anyway. But so again, 4-inch chop all the way through. These A-pillars here were a lot of work for Dane. Dane, what'd you do on these things?
spliced like just about everywhere.
With that taper in there, it makes it challenging.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got body line and all that.
Yeah, none of it really lined up on the ATO side. Everything else is pretty good. Yeah, I just have to splice a lot of spots.
Yeah, and then there's that inner structure in there too that you had to do.
Yeah.
We still got to put the upper hinge on it. So what do we do at this point?
Well, from here,
what's next?
To the body shop, and I'm gonna spray the raw metal on the inside.
So seal up all the bare metal, get it all prepped, and probably shoot it in some DP74, which is the red oxide primer. Not that it really matters, it's all going to get covered under other primer, but at least when we give it back, it won't rust and it'll kind of match. And then from there, I think we hand it off to Devin after that.
We'll finish up with the wood.
Yeah, so we'll tie it back into with Devin. He's got a bunch of woodwork to do on this thing here as well. So getting all that stuff shortened up and fit in there. So, and yeah, official update video. Morning guys, Eric with Retro Rides. I got Devin over here. He's been plugging away on this 32 Chevy, and as you can see, it's all got red epoxy on it now. So all the bare metal that we had on here from the chop, it all got prepped in epoxy so it won't rust. And on the inside and the outside, obviously you don't want it in there. So Devin's been plugging away on doing a bunch of the woodwork in here. So Devin, what'd you have to do to make all this woodwork in here? I know it's been pretty dang dry, and obviously it's yeah, shorten it up, right?
So like earlier reports on this, what we did is we lowered the window down and sectioned it so the body lines kind of match up with the rear quarter window and the driver door windows. So what I had to do is basically just section this wood. There's going to be a drop down rear window on this, a channel on the inside, and the window will just slide up and down. And so I wanted to keep the length of these side rails here for the window to drop down all the way. So I just moved these brackets up, shortened a little bit in here, basically kept all of this original. This here goes around the quarter window. This will be one that I'll have to section, and basically it sits up just like that, so you can see how much we've got to take out of that. Roughly 4 inches, since that's kind of the...
What are you doing to it to shorten everything up?
So basically what I'll do is I'll section this in a way to where it's 2 pieces. So with a pen here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it like so. So it sections back together, and then I can put a fastener in there and some wood glue, and then it'll have 2 nice hard pieces to clamp against. So that's kind of how I'm sectioning that. So a little bit of carpentry work there. And it's been a lot of fun. You know, one day I can be polishing stainless steel, the next I can be cutting down wood.
It's weird that you're still working with 90-year-old wood on this thing, so
yeah.
But it's held up pretty dang good for the most part. A little dried out, and where it is dry, I see you've been putting a 2-part epoxy in there to kind of glue it all back together. And
yeah, I've got an epoxy repair that I'm filling in all the voids and the gaps and the seams just to make it sound and sturdy, and to kind of support the roof. But yeah, it's coming together, and hopefully we can get it down the road here in a couple of days. Get the rag top put back on it. Max is going to help out with that, and it'll be a sliding rag top. And this they basically supported the roof so that it can be a stable opening and just have some structure in that. And the rag top will slide back and forth, which would be really nice.
And this top right here has already been cut out and modified for that sliding rag by a friend of ours, Brian Mestrich, on the coast. He's friends with the owner of the car as well. So he did a good job putting that in there. They opted not to fill this whole top with metal and went with the sliding rag. So a little something different. Yeah, the car's coming along really good. You can see, you know, now that the red epoxy's on, it all kind of evens out, but you can see the overall look. We'll get some outside shots of this thing once we get it wrapped up, and of course it's going to hit the body shop for, you know, get it straightened out and paint and all that stuff, but that'll be done at another shop on the coast where this car is from as well. So we'll have to stay tuned, do some updates on it. Also, we're going to pull off all the running board brackets. The customer's not going to run any fenders or anything like that. So we're nearing the end on this, and look pretty cool when we get her outside, especially when it's done. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Eric with Retro Rides. We're all wrapped up on Norm's 32 Chevy 4-inch chop. We modified the all the wood inside to fit, you know, aligned the body a little better, and the you know, it's sitting on the frame now, which is nice, and bolted in. We put the sliding rag back in it as well. It's got the roll-up back window in it. Keep in mind, this thing will come back apart for body and paint. We're gone as far as we're gonna go on it. So left all the bare metal stuff and epoxy primer. This is gonna be cool. So hope you guys enjoyed the series on this car. It's a fairly easy chop for the most part. There were some little things like the wood and stuff that was especially time consuming, but Dane did a killer job on this thing, and Devin as well. And we look forward to the next chop. I don't know what it's gonna be. They're always pretty fun. So stay tuned, subscribe, and like. Until next time.